Okay, I'm up in the studio. I'm going to do a review on that box right there. It's a very lovely box. It seemed to have worked perfectly fine. It only had a slight tear from pack. It's a fantastic box. A plus, recommend. No, okay, so when I started setting this studio up, my original idea was to have the console right here. There's some old videos on this where I talk about this, but I was going to put the console here because most studio spaces that I've worked in, you work in a rectangle, you face a short wall, long walls are to either side of you. A monitor goes here, a monitor goes here. They're a certain distance from the wall. You do treatments on the back, you do treatments, cloud treatments above you, and you do all that nonsense. So I got that set up originally with that in mind. When I started working on tuning the audio in here, I realized that we're on the second floor here, and so these slanted ceilings were hugely disruptive to the sound because I couldn't find a good, I would have to sit directly dead in the center, and if I moved over just a little bit, like a foot over, the sound would shift because you had reflections coming off of these at different rates. It was just horrible. So I rotated everything this way. But the problem is when I'm usually set up in all my studios, I have a console here, and then off to this side, I'll have some keyboards. I'll have the computer I'm working on. So I can sit at the keyboard writing the music and then just turn this way, tweak a couple knobs, and get whatever sound I'm working on in the mix. That's the way I've always worked. That's the way I like to work. I got this set up. I moved everything around and I'm like, okay, fine. I'll put a monitor for the DAW there. I'll put one over there. I'll put one here. These are all just mirrored. I'll have multiple keyboards and mice around. So then I can basically sit here and use this for reference for starting and stopping and doing whatever editing I needed on the DAW. And I could sit and I could play these, right? Okay, that's great. That's fine. But there's no speakers over here if I'm working on a sound over here and I'm like, let's see how this sounds with delay or something. I have to come all the way over here, then I have to go all the way back. It interrupted my regular flow of writing and working on stuff. I haven't been up here in over a year to work on music because this has been so frustrating. The plan was then, directly below us is a workshop, to put a wall into the workshop, and then, and it's bigger than this because the eaves go down more, right? So put a wall up in the workshop. I can keep my drums up here. I can keep acoustic stuff up here. I can keep this rack with all the DAW recording stuff up here. I can keep some other things up here, and we'll just run lines down there, and then I can set up how I normally do in a regular square environment without the vaulted ceilings or anything. But that's going to take some time, and do I really want to do it? I don't know. So what do we do to fix this? I'm going to try to fix this temporarily. We'll see if I can make it work for me, and then we'll go forward. So long story long, short story long, I'm going to put basically a keyboard here. Basically that is going to move here. And then I can sit here and do all of my writing and stuff. And then more important keyboards maybe can be moved back here, ones that I use more or something. We'll get another chair here. We'll put that over here. And then I'll have one that kind of lives here. And I used to work my job from up here, from this location. I did think about turning this into the corner, but there's so many cables and all kinds of other crap that's all routed around through there. Just moving this table and rotating it to that wall would take days of just ripping everything apart, and I'm far too lazy for that. So I was going to buy another one of these. This is a quick lock, but the one thing I don't like about this is my width is limited. This is as wide as it's ever going to get and as skinny as it's ever going to get. And this was expensive. It was like $300 or something. It's a fine fine stand. I have no complaints with the stand except for the width kind of business. So then I found this thing. I usually don't like to buy off Amazon, but so this was only about $100. It looked almost identical. I don't know who Pyle is. I hope it's not a pile of you know what. But it's supposed to be basically the same thing with adjustable width. So let's rip this out. And this whole pile of stuff is all part of my revamp. I'm going to put a new monitor over there because I had to rob that monitor for something else. So I'll put a new monitor over there on its own arm. I'm going to move the D50, which is the one that I like. I like the key bed on this. I like the aftertouch. I like this as a controller. That's going to go here. And then I have my JX3P over there. That's going to live over there. I think I'm going to use the lower rack on this as a tabletop for keyboards and stuff. And then I will actually have a free slot over there, which you know what that means. that means I can buy another synth because I don't have enough. All right, let's unbox this bad boy and put it together and let's see what we think. All right, pretty easy thing. We'll open the box, slide it out. All right, what do we got? Okay, these are our top frames. This is probably the crossbar support. Hopefully, I'm going to guess that this probably lifts up. This is a little short, but yeah, it looks like this goes up. So, okay, we're good there. And doodads. Box of doodads. Here's instructions. I don't think we need those. There's not a whole lot going on here. Headphone hook, probably. Okay, we got 2 of those, we got 1 of those, oh, we got 3, we got 2 of each. With this and this, these are probably related, I'm going to assume. So, I'm going to guess like this, and this long one. This is a cable strap or something. Don't know. I might have to look at the instructions to figure out what this thing is. Oh, my mic just jumped ship. It's got a magnet on it. Let me put you right back there. Stay. Good boy. Okay. And let's make it about that distance apart. That seems pretty steady. This should go up a couple of notches maybe. So it looks like this little knobby guy secures it, but then we've got one of these little push-in buttons, so you can adjust to one of these heights. Okay, let's do that. About there. 1, 2, 3, 4 height. We'll tighten this guy down. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay, good. Okay, let's get these upper tiers on. How does this work? Loosen it up. Got it. Okay. I see. There's a left and right side. So there's a hole here, and then this will slide in and clip into place here, or I guess into there, and then one of those knobs secures it in place. Oh! It clicked in the threaded one. I guess I'm threading it to get it to unclick. There we go. All right, this could have been on the inside and that on the outside. Minor minor complaint. Design oversight, maybe. I don't know. Not major. So, different from the quick lock, this does not appear to have a height adjustment. Oh, I guess I can go down just... Yeah, I can go down one more notch if I really wanted to. These will come out. Let's see where that gets us. So the lips on these are okay. You have to watch out on some of these because one thing that I learned early on, see how this has a slant to it? Sometimes these don't always catch on these, and this can slide out. And that's almost the case on this one. Well, seems okay. I think for this, probably good. I think I'm going to lower this that extra notch, and then we'll tilt this up a little bit. I have a rubber dude is coming off of this little hook right here already. So watch that. Maybe I'll glue those on. It's a little rocky. This is an old school Apex. This is not my original. I had an original one. Where's my original one? I have no idea. Interesting. Funny. I bought this one later. This has a little bit of rocky. I used to use this one of these gigging because it was just super easy to set up. And the movement gigging wasn't too terribly bad. I didn't have big, heavy keyboards on this, so it was usually fine. This one, I don't know who makes this one, but it's nice and solid. I mean, it has a little wiggle to it. Front and back, but side. And for a weighted key, it's not too terribly bad. This one does have a little side to side on it. I don't think if we tighten these up, that's going to make that much of a difference. Yeah, a little bit better. All right, let's move some stuff around. This is going to go against the wall, and then I'm going to move the quick lock over here. Quick lock weighs twice as much as this thing. Okay, good. And then we'll move this guy. I've already pre-planned some of this. So watch how this works. This goes away. This is going to go about here. I've already made this little tabletop for it. That just snaps into place. And that on top. See, this doesn't have as much side-to-side movement as that one did. But this is perfect. Keyboard and mouse. Good. Right, so there you go. Little tabletop, keyboard, mouse. I have this guy. This is a Behringer Control 2. Control 2 USB is what it is, but I don't use a USB in it. The convenience of this is you have a nice big knob to control volume, and it also, you can patch multiple monitors into it. So I can just click on the monitor I want to use. There's A, B, and C up here. And so I have two now, but if I wanted to get a third set, I could just plug them into here and off I go. Super easy. And also headphones. So I have two headphone jacks. I also, down under here, I have a headphone splitter that I can plug into if I wanted to. So I could go from here to the headphone splitter if I had multiple people up here or something. And then we could all tap into that guy. Super easy. But this is good. I think this will work. I have room for another keyboard, which is always beneficial. So I can sit here. I have access to this. I have an HDMI splitter up there, and so it goes from the DAW to this. It goes from the DAW to the splitter, and then from the splitter to there. There'll be one over there. I have that one over there. But I can extend that because maybe it'll be beneficial to have just a little one here that I can use. Monitors are so cheap nowadays. You can get a little one for like 60 bucks, a little 15-inch guy. And that would be kind of convenient if I was working on writing something and I have the keyboard and mouse here, and then just right up here is my DAW monitor. And then that way I'm not always looking over here to do what I'm doing. That might be a future thing that I add. That would be pretty cool. It does make a little cockpit back here, which I'm not especially fond with, but I actually don't sit at this computer that much anymore. So I think this will be fine. So what do I think of the Pyle? It's not a Pyle. It has a little wobble to it, but you know, I don't think it's that much more than any other kind of just general keyboard rack. I think for studio use it'd probably be fine. I don't know if I would gig with it. I don't trust these plastic knobs. I think that these would break off loading out the first time on a gig, right? I don't really trust those. These, I think I would probably more, if you wanted this style, I would probably go more with one of these quick lock guys. It's sort of a better build. It is a little bit heavier, which is always a pain in the ass, but usually that means it's going to last a little bit longer. You do have a couple of different options of how you set this up. Height, the height of this is controllable by this, which is variable on, looks like 5 or 6 different steps. This is adjustable. These are nice and robust. If I was gigging today, I would use this, or I'd probably just keep using one of these Apex ones because that's super easy. All the legs, everything, it's all self-contained. The keyboard supports live up here. They live in there. You just slide them out, you lock them in place. You can have your keyboards up and going in like 5 minutes. With this, I can see might be a little bit more of a problem to pack in and pack out because you need all of this space, whereas that keyboard rack breaks down into just basically that thing. So if I were gigging today, I'd probably use that still. I don't know, where the hell did my other one go? I totally have another one. I have the original one somewhere. That's crazy. I've totally lost it. Maybe that's why I bought this, is because I lost the other one. I haven't thought about that forever. Oh well, that's the way it goes. Yeah, Pyle keyboard stand. I'll put the model number up. Paid about $100 for it. I have no problem with it for a studio. Do it. Or don't.